Today's reading is kind of personal, but I hope it resonates with you. This is for anyone who feels or has felt stuck, purposeless, lacking direction, like every effort they make meets a dead end. For anyone who's afraid that they're simply wasting their time and their talent. First of all, I want to say don't run from these feelings. If we sit with them and ask them questions, I think that we can find the much needed clarity that we're looking for. The kind of clarity that will remind us who we are deep down, why we live, why we love, and that can motivate us to move forward another day. I'm going to pull a card from the Tarot of the She deck that we'll return to later. The Sun. But I want to use the Rider-Waite for our primary reading here. For anyone who hasn't met Mikitsa, this is my cat, my beautiful little girl with the honey-colored eyes. There she goes. Let's start with that one. We'll be pulling 6 cards to begin with. What I want to know first is, why am I never satisfied? Where does that feeling come from? What will make me feel fulfilled? What is my deepest desire? What belief or wound is working against me? Where am I being called next? What's one step I can take in that direction? And how can I spend my time in a way that feels productive and fulfilling to me? Okay. I think there's a lot to decipher here. At the very most surface level, why am I never satisfied? I clearly hold some beliefs that I'm stuck in, that I'm applying to myself and others, judgments that are not helpful, that keep me feeling small. Judging by the other cards that I see here, so many pentacles. These are probably beliefs around money and productivity and what it means to be a productive member of our society. These are beliefs that almost all of us, I assume, have had beaten into our skulls since the moment we started interacting with this world. Ideologies around work, capitalism, usefulness. Like, I think it's really interesting here that I pulled the 6 of coins reversed for what will make me feel fulfilled. What is my deepest desire? It's a negative. It's the opposite of money. Is that right? I mean, if it were face up, I would say generosity makes me feel fulfilled, and that would be true. It does make me feel good to give to others, but I think there's something deeper here. Why is it reversed? There's something also about charity or giving. Yes, it feels good, but why does it feel good? Do we feel somewhat guilty that we have what we need, often more than what we need, and there's still others going without? I think there is that guilt inside of me, which is interesting because I didn't build this structure. I didn't build this society. This is no fault of mine. But I guess that's where that comes from, right? It's arbitrary. And there before the grace of God go I. I'm lucky every day to have the food that I need and to have a shelter over my head. And so why would I not give to others who need? So I think that's part of what this card is reflecting. I also think the fact that it's reversed is maybe reflecting something about the desire to see a world and to live in a world that doesn't revolve around money, that isn't built on haves and have nots. It doesn't divide people up by haves and have nots and by class. That's a desire that I'm aware of in myself. But that's a tall order. It's not something that I can make happen by myself. It isn't achievable as an individual. It isn't an individual achievement that I can affect for myself in this lifetime, right? It's a very broad desire that I share, of course, with a large proportion of humanity. What belief or wound is working against me? Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm going to say again, it's that idea of like a work ethic, the Protestant work ethic, for all my Max Weber fans, that has been ingrained into me and into my family and has dictated how we think and act and see the world for generations. This idea that you get what you earn, and earning means hard work, labor. And there's this belief that we will be fairly compensated. See, that's what's interesting. When I think about my own family, they do subscribe to that narrative, which is a false narrative fed to us by capitalist ideology, that workers are fairly compensated for their labor, for what they produce. It's an ideal, but it isn't real. Maybe in a closed system where individuals are creating and bartering with one another, real artisanship and craftsmanship, what capitalism believes it could be, but never actually has been. Because in the real world, we see that there are billionaires, trillionaires who don't need to be named, you know who they are, who are hoarding the money that is produced for them by people like you and me, who are driving the trucks, screwing the screws, stocking the shelves, and who are not being fairly compensated, who don't even have enough to make ends meet. So that is a belief, and truly an intergenerational wound, a false narrative that is working against all of us who are in this collective, who have the desire to see a world that doesn't work like that. Why am I never satisfied? Because I believe that I'm never working hard enough. I'm never productive enough, right? If I were productive enough, wouldn't I have something to show for it? Wouldn't I be a billionaire? Wouldn't I be an inventor? Wouldn't I be getting accolades and achievements? And wouldn't I be well known? If I was worthy, wouldn't I be recognized? Is that why I'm never satisfied? False narratives. This isn't new information to me. I don't know if it's new information to you, but I still don't know how to get out of it. I still don't know how to let go of that. That's what's keeping me feeling stuck, feeling purposeless, feeling directionless. Which brings us to the Three of Wands. Where am I being called next? I don't know that that's an answer. We might want to look into that more, because where am I being called next? Out into the world. Look, he's standing here looking at all these ships coming in and out of the harbor and wondering what lies on the shore opposite him. It's curiosity, it's motivation. It's a desire to test oneself, to see and explore new possibilities. What's one step I can take in that direction? Nine of Pentacles. Tend my garden. Each of us tend to our own affairs, chop wood, carry water, make our own little corner of the earth as beautiful and abundant as we can. And then I pulled this card. How can I spend my time in a way that feels productive to me right now? The Tower. What the fuck? I don't understand this whole bottom row, so I'd like to get clarification on these things. I don't know what I thought it was going to tell me. Like, go to the library and all your answers will be in a book. Like, I don't know what I thought it was going to tell me. Like, move to Missouri, and I'm just pulling that out of my ass. Like, I don't know what kind of answer I thought it was going to give me, but if each of these is a follow-up to the card that came before it, I'm going to say dream big. Dream as big as you possibly can. Believe that your wildest hopes and dreams for a fulfilling life are on that opposite shore and that you can get there. You have all the tools. You have all the tools to make your world as beautiful and abundant as you can imagine. Don't let anything deter you. It's all about the will that you have to manifest that. I'm going to go out on a limb and interpret the Tower and the Ten of Pentacles. How can I spend my time in a way that feels productive to me now? It could be telling me or us, any of us who are in that collective of people whose deepest desire it is to see a world that doesn't revolve around class and doesn't reward the hoarding of wealth at the expense of others. Maybe the best thing that we can do is be unproductive. Maybe the most productive way to spend our time is to be unproductive, thereby throwing a wrench in the gears of this world, of this machine. Maybe that's our legacy. Maybe that's what's going to get us to the kingdom of heaven. Why do I see that in this card? Why is that what I'm getting in this card? I mean it figuratively, just in case there were any question about that. In other words, maybe it's okay to be feeling these feelings like I'm wasting time and wasting energy and wasting money, and because those are all constructs of a world that I don't believe in and that I don't support. So maybe the work that needs to be done is all in my head. Maybe it's about detaching every single day, doing the work to detach from those narratives and to remind myself, for you to remind yourself that the world that you believe in doesn't have anything to do with that. It has everything to do with love, generosity, mutuality, peace. It's a world that is built slowly. It's a world that's built in the rejection of those norms and expectations that we've grown up with. And that's why sometimes doing the right thing, making the right move, choosing the path that will lead us there feels wrong, because we've been told our whole lives that it is wrong, that we are wrong. I don't know, y'all. Honestly, I don't know if this reading's been helpful to anybody, but I keep pulling the Two of Pentacles as well, whatever that means. I'm going to say it again. I think it means chop wood, carry water. Worry about the task in front of you every single day. Wake up, take your vitamins, do the dishes, go grocery shopping. Take it day by day. I don't have any better advice. I wish I did. Tend to your own garden, you know? Feed yourself and your neighbors and your community. Uphold those values that you truly believe in your heart. And just take every opportunity you can to see that, to embrace it, to be grateful for that. Keep trying your best.